Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sentinel Sports Extra, Cavs post-game report. Well, more bad news from New York City. It's bad enough anytime you have to deal with New York because rotten people. But then when you lose to them, it makes it even worse. And once again, the Cavs played terrible. I mean, they were terrible. They outscored the Knicks in one quarter, I believe. Yeah, one quarter. One quarter. They played okay the first quarter. And then they stunk the rest of the game. They stunk. Donovan Mitchell's injured. Supposedly he's hurt. There's always got to be an excuse for Donovan Mitchell. I'm sick of that. Okay? I'm sick of that. We always make excuses for Donovan Mitchell. He did score 26 points tonight. He was the Cavs' leading scorer. But, they're always going to make an excuse for him. Did whatever injury he have magically disappear in the second half so he could score 21 in the second half? That's what I'm wondering. Did it magically disappear? I'm just sick of hearing about Donovan Mitchell. When is he going to show up when it matters? You know what I mean? Other guys could have better games than him, and it's always about Donovan Mitchell. I'm sick of that. As I said the other night, Donovan Mitchell is not a superstar. He's not a superstar. He is nowhere near the class of guys like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. He's just not. He's not. I'll go on. I could name other guys. David Robinson. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's so many. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is worlds better than Donovan Mitchell. Worlds better than Donovan Mitchell. So I don't want to hear about, Donovan's hurt. That's why he's not playing well. Give me a break. There's always an excuse for Donovan Mitchell. And I'll say it again like I've said it before. There was always an excuse for Frankie Lindor when he didn't play well. I feel like this is what we're getting all over again. It's what we're getting all over again. It's all about me when they play well. I'm sure tonight after the game, he'll say, we all have to play better. And that's what he'll say. Pretty much saying they have to play better. I played pretty good. Okay. I got a problem with kissing Donovan Mitchell's ass. I'm sorry, I do. I refuse to kiss any athlete's ass. And I feel like that's what the media does. They kiss Donovan Mitchell's ass. But I do have to mention that this post-game show is brought to you by CT Roofing and Power Wash, the official roofer of the Lake County Sentinel. They do roofing, they do siding, they do power washing. They can rebuild your deck or your stairs. They also do demolition now. They can help you file an insurance claim for roofing and siding. So call them today at 440-278-0506. Getting back to the game, we haven't mentioned the score yet, 109-93. So they got shellacked. Belted around. The third quarter was just disgusting. It was disgusting. But we saw this when JB Bickerstaff was coach. So it's got to be the group, right? How can you blame the coach when it's the same crap? Lousy third quarters. That's what we're seeing. Absolutely terrible third quarters. So, I was told the other day that Strus and Merrill should be in instead of James Harden. This person is a coach, a former high school basketball player. I never coached basketball. I don't think this person has either. But I also didn't play high school basketball. Well, this person did coach basketball. They did at a lower level than high school. But, okay, I've never done that. So I'm looked down upon. Even though I cover the team, even though I see the team, I know the team. They told me that Strus and Merrill should be playing instead of Harden. Well, Strus and Merrill were combined 2 of 15 from the field tonight. Okay. They combined for 4 turnovers and had 1 steal. James Harden he scored 18 points tonight. All right. He had no turnovers tonight. Okay, so we can't blame James Harden tonight. I'm sure people are going to try, but it was not James Harden's fault tonight. He had no turnovers. He had 2 steals, more than Strus and Merrill combined. He was also 6 of 15 from the field and 3 of 7 on threes. Okay, so how did that work out tonight? Oh, it didn't, right? It didn't work out tonight. So the Knicks outscored the Cavs in the paint by 20 points, 58-38. All right, 58 to 40. It ended up. All right, so by 18 points. Would they win by? Oh, they won by 16. Not getting Allen and Mobley the ball enough. They combined for 27 points. I feel like they needed to score 40 tonight combined. They took Mobley and Allen took 18 shots. They got to take more than that. They have to take more than that. I feel like they each have to take 4 shots a quarter. And they're not. And that you have to blame the guards. I will blame Harden for that. Why isn't he getting the ball more? Why isn't Mitchell getting the ball? Oh, wait. Oh, can't blame Mitchell. Can't blame Donovan Mitchell. Can't blame him. Nope, can't do that. I forgot. So we'll blame James Harden. I guess we could blame Sam Merrill. Oh, wait, can't blame him for anything either. He's the golden boy. So who do we blame? Oh, we'll blame Harden, even though he had no turnovers tonight. That's why everybody was complaining about his turnovers. Well, he had none tonight. Well, I guess we'll blame Kenny Atkinson. I don't know what he did wrong tonight. His superstar had 5 points in the first half. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Where was his superstar in the first half? The injury didn't magically get better at halftime. If he's injured, it didn't magically get better at halftime. So where was he in the first half? And yeah, we're probably going to hear after the playoffs end that he was dealing with something. Of course he was. Of course he was. And the sun will rise tomorrow too. I'm not kissing anybody's ass. That's not my job. He hasn't shown up. He takes a leave of absence for halves of games. And then he says, we all have to do better. What he really means is they have to do better. I'm already doing better because I'm the greatest. I'm sick of hearing him. Oh, you can't say that about Donovan. Well, I'm going to say that about Donovan. He's a superstar. Right? I just don't even, nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. Why won't anyone admit it? I mean, obviously there are more problems than him, but it starts with him because he's the superstar. Can't blame James Harden tonight. Cannot. Max Strus and Sam Merrill were terrible. They were terrible. They were absolutely horrendous tonight. Sam Merrill, Max Strus, second half, 1 for 4 shooting. 1 for 4 shooting. And 2 turnovers. Yep, that's who they were. But we can't rip them either. We want to say they're the ones who should be playing instead of the Hall of Famer James Harden. Or would you rather have Darius Garland back, who probably wouldn't have been available to play tonight because he would have been hurt? And he definitely used to get dominated, absolutely dominated by the New York Knicks. These games would even be worse if they still had Darius Garland because he got dominated by these guys. So, what's the answer? I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be more people saying fire Kenny Atkinson before game 3, like one idiot said on Twitter. Yeah, that'd work out well, firing the coach in the middle of a series. Jesus. Oh, my God. Come on. I know fans get emotional. I get emotional covering the team because I was a fan before I covered the team. So I try to stay impartial. I try to look at it as objectively as I can. But I also see things. I'm an observer. You know, I've seen them play over 40 games this year in person. And Donovan Mitchell's an issue. Missing easy layups. He does. He plays lazy sometimes. I can't stand seeing it. I want a guy out there that doesn't play lazy, that doesn't come up short on the layup because he's so cool. He drives me nuts. He misses at least 2 to 3 layups every game because he's lazy on the layups. He is. And how about the foul shooting tonight again? This is the foul shooting is an example of a perfect example of the national media not caring about a Cleveland team during the season and acting like the bad foul shooting was a surprise. They missed 10 foul shots again tonight. They were 22 of 32. 22 of 32. I will give Mitchell credit. He was 8 of 9 from the foul line. Allen, a rare bad night from the foul line because he's usually pretty good too. 3 of 6. Mobley, we knew he's terrible from the foul line. 2 of 4. You know, Schroeder, 0 for 2. Sam Merrill, the perfect shooter. Sam Merrill, the guy who invented shooting. Sam Merrill, the guy that, if you look up shooting in if you Google it, Sam Merrill's name's next to it, right? He was 2 for 4 from the foul line tonight. I think there's a lot of blame to go around for this one. And blaming James Harden for this one is probably the worst opinion of all. Because you can't blame him really for this one. But that's going to be it for tonight. I will see you prior to Game 3. I will have a pregame show live from Rocket Arena Saturday. Probably around 5:30, I would say, somewhere in that range. And then we will have a postgame show after. But here we are, 0-2. We're 0-2 in the Detroit series too. But New York is a different animal. New York is better than Detroit. I still believe the Cavs are better than New York. But they got to win both at home now. They got to go steal one in New York, and that's not going to be easy. If this goes to Game 7 this year, I feel like we know how the NBA is. We know who's going to get the calls in a Game 7. Let's be honest, not the Cavs. So I don't know how I can't see them winning the next 4 straight. But let's just go with Game 3 Saturday. See what happens. Hopefully they can win. Hopefully we're talking about a victory in the postgame. But like I said, I will have a pregame show at 5:30. Be sure you check out LakeCountySentinel.com. LakeCountySentinel.com is our website. Just celebrated our 29th anniversary. And we will talk to you on Saturday afternoon. Like I said, probably around 5:30. So I hope everybody has a good night. And let them know